Mike, you asked me a question I knew the answer to without you even giving me any prompts. I think you're going to know the answer to this one. One of the movies that we quote extensively involves the great Denzel Washington. And he's in a diner. And he's talking to Ethan Hawke. His character is talking to Ethan Hawke's character. And at one point, after a story Ethan Hawke tells him, Denzel says, "You know what?
I don't
what?
believe you. I don't believe you. I don't believe you.
I gotta believe you. I don't believe you. John Harbaugh,
You were on the road
confidence,
with a fine training officer. And the best story you could tell me is a drunk stop.
is a drug stop?
Put it in the back, bang, code X.
Code X. So
Code X.
he's so confident. He's confident. Hey, he's going to be a quarterback here for a long time. I
You say you
talked
don't
to
believe
him. Let's go out. No, I don't. Because it's still a negotiation. And this is, and Mike, I'm telling you, I have listened to so many smart people explain this situation. And my comprehension is it could be better, but it's decent. So I listen to people who are a lot smarter than I am, a lot more plugged in, talking about this Lamar Jackson contract situation. And after I listen to them all, I say, it's still weird. These explanations don't make me feel better. That statement from the Ravens doesn't make me feel like, oh, this is fine. This is much ado about nothing. It's a media creation, on and on. Nobody has said a thing that makes me understand why Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens, two willing partners, have not come to a contract agreement. So it's either they don't want to, or it's either Lamar doesn't want to, or the Ravens, you have to believe that the Ravens are going to go below market value on a quarterback contract. I can't understand.
Well, let me take a shot. But I would substitute strange and say unprecedented. Not unprecedented for a player to represent himself, unprecedented for a player of this caliber to represent himself in a negotiation of a contract of this magnitude. But to go back to training day, sounds like much like newspapers. What you're saying is whatever coaches say is 90% bullshit. But it
entertains me.
You won't let me read it.
Now you.
So you entertains me.
So you
entertain me with your bullshit. Okay.
Okay, go.
So I'll go Pulp Fiction. You have to appreciate what an explosive element this agent situation is. All right? Because Michael, it wasn't that long ago. Really wasn't that long ago. And matter of fact, we took such a long break until we missed the homework independent study clause story. It wasn't that long ago when Kyler Murray was scrubbing his account of all things Cardinals because they couldn't get a deal done. Kirk Cousins played on the franchise tag. I'm not saying Kirk Cousins is the same caliber or ever was in the same caliber as Lamar Jackson. I'm just saying, and he played on the tag and he ended up moving on. Dak Prescott's contract was a big to-do. It's like, this happens, man. These contracts are complicated. They're very, very complicated. And the complicating factor, the complicating dynamic here, and I'm not saying that this is why they haven't come to an agreement, because unlike a lot of people, Lamar Jackson could have an agent right now, and they still may not come to an agreement. Because Lamar Jackson may say, I ain't signing that deal. But what's complicating about it is, you and I pay an agent, so we ain't got to be on the phone negotiating, so we can focus on being the best version of ourselves that we want to be. Lamar Jackson is busy with his full-time job, which, by the way, the Ravens aren't mad at him focusing on his full-time job. I'll say it like I said on the pregame show for Niners at Texans in the preseason on Amazon Prime Video. Same thing I said then still stands now. Same thing I said then still stands now.
We'll be there on Sunday. Go ahead.
Okay, which is It's complicated, but not contentious. It's inevitable, though not imminent. And sure enough, the self-imposed deadline by the player has come and gone because the player wants to focus on football. And the Ravens are like, okay, cool. Because the alternative would be that the player who chooses to represent himself with the help of his lovely mother would be consumed by the contract and not the task at hand. So that's why the team ain't tripping, because he's still playing quarterback for him. Meanwhile, the deadline was only there because if he did have an agent, the agent would continue to engage. Michael, it would not surprise me if, for all the hue and cry and gnashing of teeth, if in a couple of weeks, Ravens and Lamar Jackson have agreed to a contract. Yeah, there's a deadline for negotiations.
So the deadline is it's not a hard deadline.
The only deadline is when they tag him in March. Exactly. When they tag him in March, the only deadline is July 15th. There's no actual rule that says that Eric DeCosta can't approach Lamar Jackson and say, hey, you know what, man? How about this? Or there's no rule that says that Lamar Jackson can't say, you know what, I spoke to my agent on behalf of Lamar Jackson and I've reconsidered. Or, all right, check this out. I'll do this for free. No commission necessary. You want to hear the solution, or did you want to push back on something I said? Because I could solve this right now.
Well, I do want to hear. Okay, so hold that thought. I just want to say for like 20 seconds.
Take your time.
You bring up Dak Prescott and the Cowboys.
Sure, I'm missing
that was never really positioned as a partnership. Not like this. And then eventually they gave Dak his money. Kyler Murray and the Cardinals, that did get contentious.
That was contentious,
with the whole scrubbing. Yeah. And they came to a deal, and it was still dumb with the Cardinals, with that stupid thing that they did. Right. That was just, or whether it's the Cardinals or the agent, that was stupid.
Aaron Rodgers. So even Aaron Rodgers is another one. Like, go down a list of these complicated, like, most of them are. Like, Aaron Rodgers was a problem. He was going to retire, remember?
In this case, tell me this, and I want you to make your point about what you're going to say. I don't want you to lose it.
No, I got it. You get it. Take your time.
Can you think of a team that is, in any of those cases, Deshaun Watson, different category. Team says, oh, wow, we cannot wait to engage this player in a contract. We want to give him the money. And the owner came out and said, wow, I don't know why he won't take the money. We want to give him a contract right now. We really want to do it. We want to do it. You want to do a deal? Want to do a deal? Want to do a deal? I don't remember any other franchise other than the Ravens doing this with their franchise quarterback, and the franchise quarterback is saying, not right now.
Nobody's actually seen the deal. Nobody's actually seen. Right. There's been reports about, well, he was offered more than Kyler Murray and he wants a fully guaranteed like Deshaun, whatever. Nobody's actually seen the terms of the deal. So we don't know what he's turning down. They have been engaged in conversations. I can say that on authority, and I think we all know that they've actually talked. It's not like he doesn't want to negotiate or he doesn't want to sign a contract. He doesn't want to sign that contract, which is his prerogative. I've seen plenty of teams say we want to sign the player. That doesn't stop the negotiation from dragging on. This is a typical contract negotiation.
Okay.
I mean, it happens. My contract with NBC expired first week of August. I just got the DocuSign this morning. I mean, it happens. It's a process. Right. It's a process.
You weren't signed? You weren't signed? I didn't know this. How did I not know this?
Because I didn't leak it to the media. We didn't leak it. We didn't leak it. You know, it wasn't a bunch of insiders talking about.
Gary, put that on the lower third. That's a lower.
Let me shut up, because I mean, I still ain't signed. If I say too much, they may pull it back. Let me shut up. They may pull it back if I tell. Let me stop dry snitching. They may decide that, you know what, you talk too much. Let me rescind this offer. They may pull it off the table. But this is what I'm saying. So here's the solution. All right.
All right. I want to hear the solution.
Free game.
Let's go.
Free game.
All right, here we go.
I don't understand why these quarterbacks. I mentioned Kirk Cousins intentionally, just prematurely. I don't understand why these quarterbacks don't Kirk Cousins this thing more often. So the franchise tag for 23 is $46 million, fully guaranteed. The franchise tag for 24 is $55 million, roughly, fully guaranteed. I was told there would be no math, but that's roughly $101 million, fully guaranteed.
Ooh.
Okay?
Yes, that's beautiful. It's beautiful.
After that, it becomes somewhat cost prohibitive from a salary cap standpoint, right? If you're Lamar Jackson, why not, forget Kirk Cousins, why not LeBron James this thing? Why not say, I'll do a 2-year deal? Give me a 2-year deal, $100 million, fully guaranteed, which is what the Ravens would pay anyway to tag him twice.
Is that
you're
not
not
do that? You're already going to do that.
Ordinary. Right. 2 years, $100 million, fully guaranteed. You now maintain maximum leverage, okay, much a la LeBron when it comes to, I want to see what the team will continue to do around me. And B, as the cap continues to rise, and as other quarterbacks like Herbert, like Burrow, whoever, get contracts, you can now go back to market in your mid to late 20s again. Like, I don't even, if and again, I don't know this, I don't have this on good authority. If Lamar wants 5 years fully guaranteed for $250 million based on what Deshaun got, and it goes without saying the differences between Deshaun Watson and what the Browns signed him in spite of versus Lamar Jackson. On the flip side, you only have the leverage, you can only negotiate what you have the leverage to negotiate. Deshaun was effectively a free agent, and therefore there was a bidding war, whereas there's one team that will be bidding against itself. But again, okay, you think you should deserve a fully guaranteed contract. Do a short-term deal. Do 2 years, $100 million.
I love that.
Call it a day. That's $50 million a year. Call it a day.
I love that idea. And I guess the only problem with it from a player standpoint is great. It's brilliant. Yeah, let's do it. I'm gonna do it anyway. You're gonna pay me the money. The issue I don't know is the structure. So would the structure be prohibitive for a team? So franchise, no team really wants to do the franchise tag. It means one, you didn't come up with the deal, and then two, you just got this big mountainous number on your cap. You can't do anything with it. You can't play any games with it. With a 2-year deal, guaranteed.
So get creative. Maybe that's the total amount. Can you do it?
Yeah, that's the only thing. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe that's the total amount. Maybe it's signing bonus. Maybe it's a dummy year. I don't know. That's for smarter people than me to figure out. All I'm saying is they're not going to let him walk. I do believe them, going back to your original point, I do believe that they wanted to be the quarterback there for a long time. I also believe it's pretty delicate. Again, appreciate what an explosive element this body situation is. It's pretty delicate when you don't have an agent as a filter. You know, like if you're, put yourself in the position of the organization. How do you tell your franchise quarterback who has to, like we talked about yesterday, compartmentalize and go home with this information and then show up and perform at his best for you? Because, you know, quarterbacks, his baby boy, unstable creatures for the most part. Like, how do you tell him, yeah, man, you're a good player, but your playoff record leaves quite a bit to be be You know what I mean? You know, you can't tell him that directly.
But that wouldn't come up. I don't think that would come up in a negotiation.
If it's the Ravens, if you're the Ravens, it should come up.
No,
if I'm the Ravens,
you know why?
I'm not trying to give him a record-setting contract, because as great as he is, there are some question marks, whether it's durability, whether it's style of play, whether it's playoff performance. I don't think Lamar Jackson, other than in timing, hands down, deserves to set the bar for quarterback contract.
See, I was with you. I was with you as my agent for free. My agent for free, I was with you, and I was appreciating. I was like, okay, what's that Jay-Z line? I'm trying to give you $1 million worth of game for $9.99 or something like that. Okay, so I appreciate that.
Good part.
Then, so now, okay, you're going somewhere else, and this is where you're gonna run into problems. You start, if you're the Ravens or anybody else, you start cherry picking stats. Hey, well, look at your playoff record. Okay, now you're gonna derail the whole thing. I think if you negotiate, you just look at market value. Okay, the market, we love you. We're trying to negotiate with you. The market says this, and we're either trying to set the market, most teams aren't, or we're trying to come in at a competitive number within the market.
I'm saying what I imagine.
The way you play and all that stuff.
I'm imagining what the Ravens are thinking, why they may be reluctant to do the Browns thing that they did with Deshaun and fully guarantee $250 million, assuming that would make Lamar Jackson happy. In the interim, Kyler has signed for less than fully guaranteed. Russell has signed for less than fully guaranteed. Who the hell knows what Lamar wants?
Hey, thanks for watching Brother from Another on YouTube. Make sure you hit subscribe before you leave, and be sure to watch us 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern Time on Peacock. Appreciate you.